Welcome back, my darlings. Today, a fairly simple test. I'm going to compare a citrus pre-wash versus an all-purpose cleaner, and in that I'm doing Valet Pro citrus pre-wash versus Bilt Hamber Surfex HD. Surfex HD, you've seen me use a lot for various different jobs on the channel. It's a very good, very concentrated all-purpose cleaner. For a litre, it costs about £17. For a litre of Valet Pro citrus pre-wash, it costs about £8. But you have to use this, according to their instructions, at 1 to 8. Whereas Surfex HD as a pre-wash, 1 to 10 would be the strongest I go. Maybe 1 to 20, that is fine. I've used it at that and it works very well. I probably could use it at about 1 to 15 today, just to kind of be in the middle of that. And we're going to compare the two. I'll apply them both the same way, using the same spray trigger head. So in between switching from this to this, I will flush out the spray trigger with some fresh water, so there's no cross-contamination. I'll do one door with Bilt Hamber Surfex and one door with the citrus pre-wash. So that's the test. What's my hypothesis? I am genuinely interested to see if citrus pre-wash cleans better than the Surfex HD. I think Surfex HD will do a better job. However, this is a lot cheaper. So, will it be a case of this is actually better value for money and gives you a good enough clean? That's really what I'm interested to see. The reason I'm doing this at about 15 to 1, by the way, and this because this is 1 to 8, that's roughly half the concentration of this, and that brings its cost per litre to be roughly the same at those dilution ratios. So that will be the interesting test. Right, enough waffling. Let me get out there, get set up, and we'll get to it. The test will be this, and then overlaid with Bilt Hamber Auto Foam, because that's how I wash, and therefore that would be the fairest test for me. Okay. Right. Okay, as I alluded to into the introduction, I'm going to do one panel in citrus pre-wash, Valet Pro, and the other one I'm going to do in Surfex HD. That's about 16 to 1, that's about 8 to 1, that's their recommended dilution ratio for the Valet Pro. I'm going to put that on, let dwell for a minute or two, foam over the top of it with the Bilt Hamber Auto Foam at 4% PIR, and then let that dwell for 4 or so minutes, and then pressure wash, rinse it off, and see where we get to. That's my wash process, which is why I'm doing it that way. Yours may differ, but that's the approach I would take, and that's how I would fairly assess these products. So a bit of time lapse now, and then we'll come to some conclusions at the end. Now, I thought an interesting observation there was the fact that when I sprayed to clear the spray head of a bit of extra Surfex HD onto the bit I'd already sprayed with Surfex HD, so that's the front door, left-hand side of the screen, it moved a bit of the dirt. And the same didn't happen when I did it with the Valet Pro citrus pre-wash. Okay, so first impressions, it's pretty evenly matched. I will notice one thing though, up here, and I don't know if you can see this up here, it's slightly cleaner in a bit where it looks like the Bilt Hamber Surfex oversprayed onto the other panel. That's interesting. I'm going to do my patented swipe through test and rinse off, and we'll just see what's going on. They look pretty even though. Yeah, I would say they're evenly matched. Use whichever. As a pre-wash, I think they're fine. If anything, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about this because I'm really looking at it. If anything, I'd give it to the Surfex because it looks marginally cleaner. There's also another element though, of course. That means you've got one product that you can use for more and more things, and that just makes your life easier, and then you can buy in bulk and it really becomes good value for money then. So yeah, I would stick with the Surfex, but you could use either. Hope that was useful.